What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another episode, another breakdown of Volatility 51S and 25-1S. Let's get right into it. Today is the 20th of September. It's a Saturday, and only only the synthetic indices work on a Saturday. So these pairs trade 24/7. So getting into today's episode, we had a really range bound day today. Um Not much price action. I managed to catch a few trades, but still I was so exhausted last night. I didn't even bother to get up to take any trades. But that's just a part of the process. But let's get right into this breakdown. So, starting out the day, we've been selling off all week. If I zoom out, this was the high of the week, all the way up here, all the way up here, and we just melted. So, we had this is Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday and Sunday. So I think the higher the week was actually up here, but it's pretty close to here. It's not much of a different. So yeah. And we just been selling ever since yesterday. Today, Saturday, we had like a small consolidatory candle. And we've been just ranging up and down between these zones. So, nevertheless, with this strategy, there are still a lot of opportunities if you are present on the chart, whatever time you're on. So, we had a buy here, right out the butt around 9 p.m. in the night. Take it up to here before we finally reverse. Come back to like 50% of the range. No zone here, so no where I could get into that here, except for this fair value gap, but too random. So we went back up and then we just slowly come back down from this channel. And then this was another opportunity for a buy around 2 a.m. in the night. After that, we finally sold off again, but no way to get in. This wasn't the cleanest. This wasn't the cleanest fair value gap or order block. So that was, let me pause this. That we just had a slight hiccup there. It's right around the time where Deriv is doing the server maintenance. So that is the reason why the MT5 keeps disconnecting ever so often. But anyways, let's continue. So getting right back into it. We had this sell-off here, which was a clean opportunity to get in. A perfect touch of this zone here, and we just melted. We swept these lows, and we came back to sweep these lows again. And then now we form another zone here before we took off to the upside. Now this form a little breaker block here, and we pushed up. I actually took a scalp here just using the breaker. It didn't go far before. I think I got out somewhere around here because I actually took this trade. Then price came back down into the zone. But by then, I had already got out and I wasn't even paying attention anymore. So I could have actually gotten another entry in this part. But that's it. I think I took a small scalp here also. We hit a fair value gap here and started to reverse because I was in this. I think I actually added into this trade. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm going to show you I'm going to show you. I think I actually added into this trade because I got in here. I realized that a zone was forming here, and I think I added twice. So when we got up to here, I didn't get out. I got out somewhere around here. Before we came right back down, I took a sell here, and I got out in like one candle here, just a small scalp. There was another opportunity, but I don't like to double use these zones. Once they get tested once or twice, I just tend to leave them alone. But we had another buy back up to this zone, and we could have caught a sell here. But I don't like the tight range. These are valid trades, but it's not that easy to keep like flipping your bias, but it's a valid trade, nevertheless. So let me actually still mark this one. So you could have got in there for the sale, and we came all the way back down to this zone. Now I think I took this trade. Yeah, I think I took this one. This was a valid one, and I took it after. And also I didn't take this one, but we came back down here. I could have took this one also, but I didn't. So a lot of opportunities presented themselves within these ranges, but I don't like the ranges, so I normally just avoid the market. I was expecting it to continue sell off or to break out to the upside, but this was also a valid trade. We tested this fair value gap, and we just basically took off to the upside. Now, because it's the manipulation time, I am just watching now. Maybe later on I can find a good setup, but this is also a valid zone, but it's not the cleanest price action going into the end of the day and the end of the week. So I normally just avoid here until like maybe around 9-10 p.m. before I take any trade. So that is what happened on volatility 51s. Now this sell also was also valid because we went deeper into the zone. I could have sold inside this zone right here and set the stops above here, but I didn't take that trade either. But it was still a valid setup for the sell. I clone this. This was also a valid setup. If you know what to look for, you can actually get some nice one-to-one because these pairs are very volatile. And if you even have a small $10 account, like a few entries here, you could easily flip that $10 to even flip $50, depending on how good you are at catching these trades, you know? But it takes practice. Let me show you on the higher time frame what price actually looks like. It's just a sideways movement, so it's just right around here. So this, we didn't get back down to this level down here, and see the weekly candle looks something like this. So we are actually in the third week of September, and this is almost, yeah, the end of the month already. Time is flying by. But this is the range that we've been stuck in for the whole day. So if you notice the system, the tool indicator, mark out all of these zones, but it's drawing this as a consolidatory area. So the market just moves sideways. Going back to the lower time frame charts, now this is volatility 25S. I took this, let me see, we actually took a trade on that one. Like this, I actually did this analysis here already. I went over this yesterday. I don't know why the indicator, this trading view is not the cleanest. Like sometimes it does not save the joins. So this was a very valid trade that I took here. I entered twice and I honestly don't know why I got out. Like I just got shaken out. I got out somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. And this thing, I would have caught it basically from the high of the day. Very clean entry. I could have held this trade at least down to here. And there were some very much. That was the entry. I think. Yeah, I think I entered twice. If that wasn't the entry, I think I entered here. Yes, because we had a zone here like this. And I will get better over time, guys, in just taking these trades and just holding them to full take profit. And I could have held this trade all the way down to here. I think I got out somewhere around here and this one too. But this was a valid trade setup all the way down to here and even further down to here. And see, we're still dropping actually, still melting. Now, let me see here. We actually went through this zone and I think we use this one. This was the zone that caused us to react to the upside. So we've been in a tight range also on this pair. So let me go back to this indicator, this clone. This was a valid buy here. I have to be holding the mic to my mouth so I can get the videos to be clear as possible. So that is the reason why I can't even use the mouse and the keyboard together to copy these. But this was another valid buy here. Not much follow through, but they were still valid trades. Like you don't know which one is going to work and which one is going to go the farthest. So it even came back for a third and actually a third test. So this was also another valid trade here. Let me clone this one again. Clone. That was another valid one. Let me clone that one. This was also another valid buy trade here. Like I said, when we in a range like this, and especially on the weekends, the market doesn't always give you the best pushes, especially when you're taking reversal trades because we've been selling off on this pair. So this was another valid entry. So we could have held this all the way up to here. Or if you are like me and you like the active scalping, then you could have found another entry opportunity right around here. And you would have gotten a nice clean push all the way to TP up here. And then we had this sell, like just a easy melt coming all the way down. So that was a valid one. And this was another valid trade setup here. And see, I saw this one just now. But this is actually Sunday's price action. So see, we already like melting there all the way down. The pullback into maybe this is a 3 minute zone where you could have possibly caught an entry there. But that is pretty much it for the breakdown. Like I said, we've been in a tight range here. So when the market is in these, because we've been in this zone for some weeks now on the higher time frame. Let me actually show you. Volatility 25S. So this is the daily time frame. So we came up and we just melted back down. Let me remove this. This also is the 4 hour time frame. So we finally just breaking down now. We break through this zone and we actually not respecting this order block. We've been testing this one for quite some time and we have a breaker block. So we have a stop zone here, but this now actually form equal low, which is liquidity. So we can actually come down here and test these lows before we might get a bounce here. So we could come all the way back down to this daily order block down here. So see we melting through this order block. But when you understand the order flow, like you can take both buys and sells. But if you're not so advanced, better to just take the continuation trade. So for right now, you can see we in a clear down trend. We have in break of structure after break of structure, change of character. So we had a higher time frame, change of character here. So we had a break of structure here, I think on the, yeah, and the 1 hour is a change of character. So we just melted all the way down here. So that is pretty much it for this breakdown. Thank you guys for watching. I see the channel getting a little bit of growth. If you guys have any questions, anything you want to get addressed, breaking down another pair, just drop it in the comment section. If you want me to go over how I get these entries, you can always ask. Until the next one, take care, guys.